want it that much. I discovered it today in the process of packing. We are live. Boom.
Are we live? Oh my God.
I asked you if you're ready. You said you're ready, so I
I'm ready, but ready for what?
Well, we're 1 minute late. The cat's going to be about 10 minutes. She just messaged. So
oh, does she? Okay, good.
We have to entertain the popple until she arrives. You have to warm them up.
String, so why don't you sing a few tunes of some Frank Sinatra or something?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Oh, look.
I'm looking for your the video on here.
Yeah, I tweeted it.
Well, it was a good show tonight. I'll tell you that. I was at the
Cat's show. So Cat was playing live in Nagoya tonight, and you went to go and see it. And there were like a bunch of YouTubers there, right? Who was there?
Well, Gaijin was there. Do you remember him?
I vaguely remember him having a nervous breakdown online years and years ago, and then disappearing into the internet.
That was none of it.
No, I know. But, yeah.
Maybe Victor's not here tonight. I'm actually my wife. Someone's questioning about Baby Victor. My wife is at her jika. She went to the jika today, to her parents' house.
Yep.
So I'm actually home alone. So if anyone wants to come over and party,
so it's my Macaulay Culkin impersonation, except he wasn't bald at the time that movie was made.
Yeah, so I'm home alone. I'll be doing some heavy editing tonight. I'm way behind on editing. I've got like 100 videos that I've shot, but I haven't edited.
Yeah.
I have this old friend of mine named Kevin who says I should edit more. So, try to.
And by the way, Charlie, I see in the comments there made a comment that I just want to respond to. Yes, that's right. My body is too bootylicious for Travis Moore. Thank you for mentioning that.
Show me the t-shirt, man. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's just a random shirt I picked up in Malaysia.
T-shirt though. Check it out. Hope for Japan. I think it's in Japan somewhere on here. Maybe on my ass.
It's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah. Is that
on my ass got like a flag or something?
Yeah, your ass flag. I think
it's kind of disrespectful.
It's an ass flag. I don't know. I mean, in America, it's technically illegal to put the flag on clothing, but but everybody does. So no, hope is a theme. I've got Hopi behind me. So
thanks for asking me about what I was drinking. Yes, tonight's show is sponsored by Strong Zero Gold, which is a new product.
Gold.
They're sponsoring the show.
Yeah.
They sponsored the show. They allowed me to buy this. They allowed me to pay 207 yen to buy this.
That was really nice of them.
It was really nice of them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They actually let me buy like a whole bunch of these, and it's like ginger ale with alcohol, and you can't taste any of the alcohol.
Yeah. I've got something for you, by the way. You're starting to shoot games.
I don't know if you're looking around or like you're like a Mormon who's not allowed to look at alcohol.
Both. I'm looking around at Mormons. There are all Mormons around me.
Robert, 1967 Canada. This stuff is so good, you won't even know you're drunk. That's the way to go. Right?
Ba-boom. So you see this thing?
Yeah.
This is a game capture device, and it works. You can actually, it'll record games without needing to be connected to a PC through HDMI connection. And you can also record commentary on games. It's made basically for capturing and recording commentary on games for videos. It's a real cool portable device. The only thing is I want
a PC to function it, to use it?
No. That's a good question, though. Does it work with Mac?
He's a very, very keen fella there.
Yeah. Well, as I understand, it doesn't. The thing is, this works on its own. You can actually put a memory card inside this thing and record games with it.
Oh, really? Like
I got this thing.
Or a mini SD? Or?
Sorry? Just a regular SD, just regular SD card. So it's really, really awesome. But the thing is that it won't capture iPhone games, which I wanted to do with this.
What?
Because there's digital encryption on output from HDMI on iPhones. And it also, when I tried to use it with my DSLR camera, there's like a slight lag, which is okay for a video game, but not for a live video. Even if it's just like 1/100th of a second out, it's kind of weird with live video. So in the end of the day, the two uses I have, this works with Xbox and PlayStation, all that stuff. I got it, but it's not usable for the purposes that I wanted to get it.
You're kidding.
So I'm trying to sort out all my crap at the moment. Also, I forgot to send you. I've got a.
For those of you who don't know, Hikosaemon he's being kicked out of the country and has to leave the country. So he's sending all his stuff that he doesn't need. While
I'm also going to send you that. I actually sent the wireless connection for the PlayStation with the PlayStation I sent you, but I forgot to send the wireless controller. I just sent you 2 wired controllers. This is the best controller, but I didn't send it. So if you like, I'll send these to you.
Yeah, no, it sounds great. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
So you can record gaming videos. I know you want to get into the gaming thing, so you go.
I've done a few, but yeah, the problem is the kid. I gotta, I don't.
The problem is the kid.
I made him cry today. I think he's not gonna like me anymore.
Well, they get over those sort of things pretty fast. Actually, kids are.
Have you made your son cry by accident before?
Sorry.
Have you made your son cry by accident?
Let me just think. Is that possibly? By the way, I want you to say something to one of the commenters.
Sure.
You ready?
Yeah, sure.
There's someone called Hillian Freak. It's their first time ever catching us on a live stream. I want you to say to them, Hillian Freak, welcome to the Thunderdome.
Hillian Freak, welcome to the Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leave.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that. Is that like a new rule? I'm not sure I want to go in.
In the Thunderdome?
I think that is. That's the second.
I'm sure. I just watched it 2 days ago. Because you know what? I'll tell you why I watched that. Because Baymax, which is called Big Hero 6 in English.
Yes.
They have a scene in the beginning that says 2 bots enter, 1 bot leave.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, where the hell is that from? And it's from the Thunderdome.
Tina Turner. Yeah. Okay.
Tina Turner, yes.
Dex makes Bella. We do not have technical problems on 2.5 Oyajis. It's a new rule we are implementing.
Would you just block that bastard? Tex-Mex, you're blocked.
No.
Blocked.
No.
Everyone's blocked if you mention technical problems.
That's right.
Oh, Kat McDowell. Woo!
Oh, Kat's here. Well, her photo. It's a lovely photo. I could just watch that photo all night. We'll let her. Oh.
Where's my
setting up, and having what we will not call a technical difficulty. This is something.
Well, she's in Nagoya now. I just saw her a few minutes ago. Minutes ago. I'm having really technical difficulties with my mouth.
Yeah, Nagoya is really small. So if you go into Nagoya, within 5 minutes, Victor will see you, and he will report your presence on the show. This is just a thing, So even though he's not actually there.
We had a really good show, and at the end we danced, and Tomoko was really crazy dancing. Tomoko, she's a great dancer.
I didn't know that. Is she like a dancing queen?
She doesn't have an incredibly large ass, but she makes up for it with her dancing techniques, and that it has the illusion of great assness.
And your South American heritage, this is a particularly important feature for you. So you can vouch for that. She has South American booty cred.
I would say it's Bolivian. No, it's Brazilian level. Brazilian energy.
Wow.
Energy.
Kat.
Hey guys.
Hey Kat. You must be exhausted. I'm sorry to be dragging you away from a concert and I believe a sick husband in the middle of the night in a strange place. Very good of you to join.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
So, hey, long time. How's it going?
Oh, so good. It's been amazing. It's been 2 months since we spoke last.
That's right. It was just before the big tour started, and you're like more than halfway through now?
Yeah, over 2/3. Now we've just got Tohoku. And in Tokyo.
So you've already been through Tohoku once, right?
Not this time.
Okay.
No.
So you haven't been there yet?
No, we went down to Kagoshima.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
You were in Okayama last night, right?
Pardon?
You were in Okayama last night?
Yeah, I was in Okayama last night.
How was that?
Yeah, switch places. Oh my goodness, it was so amazing. It was raining, crazy.
Oh.
But yeah, it was on this, it was overlooking this beach, which was incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was awesome.
So I know that everywhere, every venue and event is like a snowflake, and they're all of equal, different value, and they're all equally lovely. But let's be brutal for a minute. Which was the best live of your tour so far?
Well, Nagoya's a close second.
Nagoya's close second.
No, it was really good. It was so fun tonight.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Gaijin was amazing.
Yeah. Was he playing guitar? Did he jam or anything?
He didn't play this time, but he has before, and
yes,
and he sings louder than I do behind the microphone without a microphone. So that's awesome.
Well, he was almost sitting right next. He was on the stage almost. He was sitting.
He was practically on the stage. Yeah.
He's prone to like suddenly breaking down, but yes, that's good. He held it together. So what was the top, the number one, the giddy top?
Okay, Casa 9. I actually put a video of this the other day, but Casa 9 and Kokura blew me away. They were just so amazing.
Kokura, okay, I know Kokura. I used to live there.
What, really?
That's another band.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, not live. I was on a homestay down there and I've been to Kokura.
Oh.
He was in the detention center there.
Hang on a second.
Oh yeah.
I have to quickly pop off. I think I've got to go check on the lad who's got a fever. He might be up. So you guys keep going. I'll be back.
Good. Don't worry.
Victor, it's been ages.
Oh, it's been at least an hour.
Yeah. How have you been?
So good. So Gaijin helped you clean up a little bit, huh?
Oh, he was so kind. Yeah.
And he called me after I got home. And he's like, "Hey, I'm ready to come out." And I'm like, "I just got home." Like, where have you been? We were waiting for you. He goes, "Oh, I was helping Kat."
Yeah.
But we'll see him in a couple of weeks. It's been a long time since I've seen him, so it's good to see him.
Oh, that's
awesome. It was
awesome.
your first time tonight for you to meet Kazuko from Japan. And
yes. She's so cool.
Which I was surprised. I thought you knew Tomoko already.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tomoko, I know of her because I see her in all your videos, but never met her in person. But I thought I had. So when she's like, "Hikosaemon," I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Yes." I'm like, "What? No way!" So
she was very energetic and she had a good time.
Oh my goodness, she was amazing. She was like the best dancer there.
And you sold quite. I saw you at the end. You sold quite a few CDs. Oh, my CD's in the car. I bought your last time I saw you. So.
I have proof. It's in the car.
You know I bought one. Come on.
Of course. Yeah. But Tomoko was so cool. It's so nice to finally meet her.
I was just telling everybody that she knows how to shake it.
Oh my goodness! So she was sitting she was sitting down, and the way she was clapping was just so unique and so hilarious. Yeah, she was like, when everyone else is clapping, like she's clapping with both hands on her knees. So she's like dancing. Oh, you're back already.
I'm back.
Oh,
false alarm. I thought I heard him walking up just outside the door, but he was asleep, so that's good.
Oh, okay.
I've been threatening to sell my son to a Chinese shoe factory.
They offer good prices. You know,
young.
He doesn't have any dexterity in his hands yet, so not very good price yet.
No. The Chinese currency is going up, so the return on that's pretty good with the yen at the moment.
That's sexist. That's racist.
Yes.
We were talking together, all of us, on Facebook before the show. And I saw that Hiko said he wanted a jam with you.
Yeah.
Regarding some instrument I've never heard of. Could you explain?
Yeah.
Hiko, maybe?
Cool. Well, so I know that you don't watch my videos, man, but actually I
watch some of your videos. I don't watch anybody's videos to be shared. I
know, and I'm kind of guilty of the same. It's what parenthood does that to you. You don't get so much leisure time.
But if you send me a video, I'll be happy to watch it. I will. I'm looking. Okay, I'm going to send you whatever people send me.
I'm going to send you
all of you in the audience watching tonight. Just send me a video of someone you like, and I'll watch it.
I'm going to send you all of my videos, and there will be a pop quiz. So yeah, I make music live or whatever, and I make music for people to use as background stuff on their channels.
Cool, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it's crappy music. I'm not posting. Well, something like that. Anyway, but yes, I've got some tracks I'm proud of. Awesome. But it's funny. I always do now on my live shows. I always finish with a bit of an outro where I create a digital track live.
Hey, I wrote you guys a theme song.
You do that, yeah.
You wrote us a song?
I did. Remember a long time ago?
Oh, yes, the theme song.
I forgot what it was now, but...
Hey, it's Wednesday night.
I thought you were going to have that ready to
hanging out with the 2.5 Oyajis.
Something like that.
2.5 Oyajis. I love that song.
Oh my goodness, you know it.
I know the whole song. I know the tune in the song.
You go bring it up. Don't you have the video right there?
Sorry?
Don't you have the clip she sent you or something?
Yeah, I've got it. I've used it as our intro over and over. No, I've got it memorized. That's like on my Total Hit Parade song.
No way, I didn't know that. Sorry, I should be watching. No, but it's really hard. Well, I guess I don't have to watch it live. But
no.
I'm asleep, so I've missed a lot of your shows.
I do not expect. And Alchemeda is very nice, saying that my music is not crappy. He's lying, but it's very nice of him to say that. So. Yeah, so I mean, like I say, if we're inspired, one thing I have always wanted to do now that I've gotten the hang of making it, is to do a live session with somebody musically.
Online?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, people there is a voice feature on these Hangouts that lets musicians actually jam over Hangouts.
You serious?
Yeah.
Because I think I've tried to jam with people before, but it just didn't work because of the delay.
Yeah.
Do that?
The voice feature on this is designed, if you turn the audio into voice, it not only changes the quality, it switches the frequencies that it picks up, but it does actually apparently sync the sound that you hear. Although, again, I don't know how it fixes the lag issue. I don't, and maybe that's I've never tried it, so that's part of the thing. But
it's always a first.
Yes, so I don't know. But there again, you've just been playing all night, and
Yes.
no, I'm not going to impose that. Maybe at the end of the show, if we're feeling wild and crazy, I might plug in and put down some beats, and you can
sing over it.
Maybe.
Or do a rap with MC Hiko.
Yeah, well, that would be doable.
MC
What is the machine that you're using, Hiko? Could you show us?
Sorry?
You're using some sort of machine, right?
No, I'm using an iPhone or iPad. In fact, I just realized iPad's in the living room at the moment. But yeah, it's just the Korg app. It's like a $20 app, but it's an awesome app. It's the Chaos Oscillator.
Oh, wow. Chaos Oscillator.
Awesome. It makes chaos.
Can you show us a little bit? Just show us what you do.
Yeah.
And Kat, I want you to just feel the music and, go with it.
Well, so I'm just playing it off the speaker at the moment.
Yo, yo. What's up in the house, yo? I'm here with Hiko, and I'm here with Victor, and here we are with the Chaos Oscillator. Woo! Chaos Oscillator. Here in Nagoya. It's getting kind of late. It's almost my bedtime, but it can wait. Because I'm here with Hiko, and I'm here with Victor, and here we are with the Chaos Oscillator.
Wow, that's a cappella. That's awesome. Okay.
I've started doing that lately, like not so much in my Japanese shows because I just can't write that fast in Japanese, but
yeah.
In some of my shows in America, if I have two sets, at the end of the first set, I'll say to people, just give me like random words, and then in the break, I'll go and write a song with whatever they give me, and then the very first song of the second set, I'll like sing them the songs that they helped me write.
That's cool. One guy we have never had on that I really do want to get on is Rhyming Gaijin.
Rhyming Gaijin! Yeah, he's awesome.
And he's very gifted at that. And I remember when we did
before Kat?
Pardon?
She has. So I was just about to say this. No, so when we did the YouTube live thing, and we got the live house, and we got all the people to play on that stage, and the thing at the end where he just kind of came up and spontaneously put a rap to your music, and that was like the most awesome thing.
That was pretty impressive, yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. I haven't seen him in ages.
He's been doing an MBA. He's just completed his MBA.
Oh my goodness.
He's been very diligent. He's been offline a bit, but he just released a new album as soon as he finished his MBA. So he is back with, and I love his work. So I am, yes, now he's back in circulation. I want to get him on sometime.
Should make it happen, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Got his business degree? Master's in business?
Master's of Business Administration. But, that's basically a ticket to the corporate high-flying world. It's MBA. Seriously, that's a serious thing. You got to be working and studying business, and it's a Master's of Business Administration, right? So it's a postgrad degree. And he's been doing that while working for the last 2 years. So he's been flat out on that. So he's a smart dude.
Super smart.
Produce other rappers?
Sorry.
He's gonna be like Dr. Dre and produce other rappers.
Well, I don't know. I mean, just given. He's got the Guinness record for non-stop freestyling, or at least he did a legitimate challenge on that, and he's got an MBA. I don't know that Dr. Dre has a Guinness record and an MBA, so I think he's got all the tools at his disposal, other than perhaps a lot of capital behind him to kick Dr. Dre's ass at the moment, which is what I hope he can do. But I don't know.
With that MBA. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he's a guy thinking about his stuff. So no, I got a lot of respect for the guy. I think he's awesome.
That's awesome.
One of his hats. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let me change hats.
Why not? I'm feeling naked now with hats changing.
I don't have a hat.
No, this is the Rhyming Gaijin hat, man.
Oh, yeah, I got one of those. Yeah.
Give up to me, kitty.
I've got a Cat McDowell, but
that works. It's
I've got a Cat McDowell T-shirt.
Wait a minute. Let me put you on camera. Show us the video.
Hiko's got the Cat
McDowell t-shirt. Woo!
Sweet. That's like your first album cover. I love that. That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How's Masaki? How's he doing?
He's sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a tough life, the touring life. I am actually amazed.
Sick. I was sick the last time we were in Nagoya, so it was about a month ago. On the way down, I got sick, and now on the way back, Masaki got sick. So today, he usually does most of the driving, but I drove today from Okayama.
Jeez.
Wow.
You drove from Okayama to Nagoya today?
Yeah.
It was like 5
It's okay, it's like five hours. I think max, on a show day, the max we'll drive is maybe 5-6 hours. Usually we keep it down to 3 or 4, so.
But that is still serious. So you did that drive, you showed, you set up, you played a concert, and you should be unconscious then at this point. And I did very unreasonably basically say 10 minutes before the show, hey guys, my channel, here's the link, see you in 10 minutes. I don't care if you're alive or not, just come on. And you're on. So.
It's all good. No, it's been so fun. We've learned how to do this well, so what we do is it's kind of better to be in the rhythm. So we have 5 or 6 shows in a row. We start in Tokyo, drive 3 hours, play a show that night, go to get a hotel, go to sleep, get up the next morning, leave around 11 or midday, drive again maybe 3 or 4 hours. Sound check is at 4, we get in, we set up our stuff, we play the show, and then just repeat that for like 5 days or 6 days straight. But we only drive 2 or 3 hours a day, so just there's this rhythm, and then it's kind of cool, like because you're so on the whole time, you don't get sick, you don't get, and then it's at the end that you crash and then you burn and you
it all catches up on you.
Yeah, but it's great because down in Kyushu we stay with Masaki's family, so we kind of like just marathon it down there, and then we rest for maybe 4 or 5 days, and then over the weekend we like go right around Kyushu. So I think we did 5 shows in a row in Kyushu.
Oh. So is he a Kyushu Danji?
He's Kyushu Danji, yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. He doesn't really act like one.
Yeah.
What is that word, Hiko? You guys are talking a language that not everyone.
You know Kyushu Danji?
No, I don't know.
That's old-fashioned. It's the stereotypical samurai husband. There's the Kyushu hard man.
What's the last word?
Danjin.
Danjin.
So dan, I guess, means
man,
and then jin.
Like gentleman.
Something.
Yeah, not really gentleman.
it basically translates as dude. He's it's basically he's a Kyushu dude.
He's a Kyushu dude, yeah. And Kyushu dudes are
They're tough guys. They're tough guys.
Tough guys that
they're
are
cool guys.
kind of 3 steps behind and do all of the house chores.
That whole image is completely fake and engineered, but yes, it's a certain image that follows.
I don't know if it's completely fake and engineered. I mean, I think it probably stems from some kind of truth, but it doesn't necessarily mean everyone is like that. It's just the general,
I think
kanji, people man. Is this the kanji here? Is that the kanji?
Kanji, yeah, I think so.
I think so. You can probably Google it and check.
This means ojito. But
yeah.
I can't find it. Okay.
In fact, does that show on the screen when you type?
No,
it probably doesn't. So,
man and
my Agonauts is asking. I don't think you didn't come on this tour to go to Shimane, but are you going to Shimane?
Shimane, no, I'm afraid we didn't.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Azuki Island just typed it in the comments, and it's not Jin. It's not that same Jin. In fact, it is.
Oh, really?
Jin. It's done. It's Ikujin. It's Koromo.
そうなんだ. I thought
I was wrong.
Oh, Danji.
Yeah.
No, you were right. You said Hiko.
I'm frequently wrong about that. In fact, actually, when I was shooting this thing with Rochelle Kopp, this series, and we were talking about nemoashi, which is like one of the most important things in companies. That's all I did about getting everyone to agree.
Yeah.
And I always thought, I've been using it for years, and I said, it was one of those embarrassing things where I'm on this educational video, which people are going to see soon, saying, nemoashi is the process of sleeping around. I always thought it was like nemoashi.
Really?
And I had no idea it's a different kanji. It's the one for, no, and she came in very nicely and said, it's actually fostering the roots of a plant. It's the knee of a plant.
It's so different.
She completely contradicted me, and of course she was right. So it's not infrequent that I'm corrected on Japanese that I've misunderstood for the last 16 years. But Okay, it's Dunji. So there we go. I wasn't sure about the kanji for that myself.
Oh, okay. I was just maybe silently thought it was Dunjin because that's what I use for Dunji.
Who knows? Who knows?
Thanks for the correction.
No, I totally thought I was wrong. I was completely conceding. But thank you, Azuki Island, for giving us.
Thank you, Azuki Island. Why, Japanese people? Why?
Hey, is that famous in the States?
No, I don't think so.
By the way, she's talking about someone named Atsugiri Jason.
Oh yeah.
Who does that? He does a funny. He's kind of a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
Is he a pony? Like Mr. Ed, like he talks and everything.
You know, like. Speaking of one-trick ponies, David Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's not a one-trick pony. Come on.
One reason he did not want to stay in Japan, and he was offered to join the Yoshimoto comedy group.
He was? Uh-huh.
Yes, and he said he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to be an Ippatsu Gaijin.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you go there, basically you have to
get
one joke until it gets famous.
Yeah, and then you run its course, and then it dies, and then you get thrown to the sideways.
Shanghai and comedy clubs.
And it was the right decision, Jim, because he's worked out a great career basically playing a crystal meth addict in like 10 different TV series at the same time. Although he's on all my favorite TV shows. It's always cool. I mean, you know, he gets great roles, although I remember talking with him. He's a little bit sensitive to the idea he's becoming typecast.
Yeah.
He's in a Rob Zombie movie now.
Was in a zombie movie. Again, I can totally see that.
He's very happy. Put it on Facebook the other day.
Oh, that's awesome.
And did he really get married? Does anyone know about that?
I don't know.
Anything's possible.
I saw a picture of him getting married, but I don't know if it was from a real wedding, or just a scene of a movie.
Yeah.
By the way, quick shout out. I don't know, for those of you who don't know, Christina in Japan, she's got a new YouTube channel and she makes really good videos. She came on the show the other night spontaneously, but everyone who's watching, go subscribe to Christina in Japan. She's in the comments right now. She's
never heard of her, have I?
All right, I will go.
You should have
subscribed to her. She's beautiful.
Subscribe. Yeah, she's pretty cool.
She's fresh and beautiful.
Texas.
That'll completely increase your subs right away.
Okay. Christina in Japan.
Yeah.
Christina Aguilera has come up.
Well, yeah, they're very much the same thing, but different. So,
is
yes.
Amagofu with Yummy Japan, Christina, while you're there? Because Yummy Japan is a new kind of network in Japan that's grabbing up all the YouTubers. Have you been approached by them? Hiko?
Who?
No. You mean all the YouTubers are in like just cooking channels or everything?
Being approached by a network called Yummy Japan.
I feel extremely left out now.
Many of them, yeah. Well, they approached me 2 months ago, but they sent my YouTube account of an invitation, but I ignored all that. So.
Talk to my agent. No.
There's a group called Yummy Japan. They're a network, and they have like a lot of the YouTubers now.
Yeah.
J-vloggers.
That's interesting.
Most of them. And I'm betting her too, but I can't get. Did she answer it?
I don't know. I don't know if she's with them. She's got a super new channel. Oh, she likes Yummy Japan a lot, but they haven't contacted her. So there you go. I mean, she's got a pretty fresh channel. It's only a couple of months going.
Well, they're snapping up everyone. That's
well, there you go. But just to be clear, I don't know anything about them. But just as a general rule, my policy is, which I recommend, which I say to everyone, is just say no to multi-channel networks. This one might be an exception. This might be super cool, but I don't know if she's with them or if she's going to be contacted. But I'd tell everyone to be super careful because the contracts that those guys have generally are pretty crappy.
Especially in Japan, I can imagine.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, there are some. I know that there are some. There's a channel. I don't know if it's Yummy Japan that's being set up by YouTubers like Gaijin and some of those guys are setting. There are channels being set up by content makers now. Some of these networks. So I think they are trying to. There might be some good ones out there now, but the ones to date, I don't know. I mean, I've looked at the terms and conditions on most of them, and I wouldn't do it myself. But there again, I mean, I'm not really trying desperately to make a living off it either. But anyways,
I would definitely be careful,
yeah.
Especially if you're a smaller channel, because I feel like they just toriyazu, they kind of keep you there, but they don't actually do much for you if you're a small channel because you're not worth much to them.
But it just occurred to me, I'm presuming, because you're so awesome and famous and you've been on the show before, I'm just presuming everyone knows you. But, you know, there are probably people here
No,
who
yeah.
don't know you. So
No.
who are you?
Hasumemashite. My name is Kat McDowell.
自己紹介お願いし
キャットです。
ます。
自己紹介。KAT でキャット
Self-introduction,
です。
please.
検索すると勝手にばっかり出てきちゃいます。So my name's Kat McDowell, and I'm half Japanese, half Kiwi, singer-songwriter. And I was based in Japan doing music here for the last 9 years.
Yeah.
Then now I've moved to the US, and I'm still doing music over there, but I come back every year to Japan for maybe 2 or 3 months and tour the country in a car. So it's kind of a very unique thing that I do.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of hard work, but it's amazing. It's really fun.
And actually, you know, we've talked a little bit, and you don't have to say anything you don't want to say, but in terms of, it is interesting, the thing that it's great being part of a music agency, you know, that promotes your stuff for you and sells the stuff and whatever, but at the same time, you know, you give up a certain degree of control and so on with that, and then you go free. You know, going free, you have all the control and everything, but then you don't have the access to the promotion and the marketing that the big companies offer. And you've done that a little bit in Japan, and then you've gone to America. So how have you found, since you've been to America, how have you found that transition? How is?
Well, I just love that the US is very, you know, a lot of people ask me, like, how do you break it into Japan? And it's tough. Like, it's really tough in this market because, you know, Japanese people love to go where everyone else is going. So if a store has a huge queue, that's where everyone wants to go.
Yeah.
And it's almost the same with music, where it's more so than anywhere else, people really love the major artists, or like the people who are, you know, it's more about, are you famous than is your music good?
Yeah.
Here, I feel like. And so in the US, it's been really great because I'll just go out and play on the promenade, and because in Santa Monica Promenade there's like a busking area.
Right.
And I just go there, no one knows who I am, but if they like my music, they'll stop, and then they'll tip you as well. So that's another culture that they don't have here in Japan, is they don't have tipping. So I feel like it's easier in the US for indie artists to make a living and get good. There's so many places you can play, and even just through like playing at the Promenade, I've been offered other gigs in other areas of LA, and now I'm playing, you know, paid gigs. So it's like great because people really seem to love live music in the US, and it doesn't matter so much if you're super famous or super not. And in Japan, maybe just in general, most people don't experience live music that often, and so the people who do love live music and who love music really love it, and there's obviously enough people like that in Japan to keep the industry going, but I find that in general it's tough. So I've kind of gone through the surfing route, and I found a lot of surfers like my music, so I've had a chance to be on surfing magazines and things like that, and so I've kind of instead of playing at normal music venues, I'll approach surf schools or surf bars and say, hey, I'm Kat, and surfers like my music, and a lot of the time they might have heard about me through a surfing magazine or something, and so those places will be like, sure, come along, and they'll invite all their friends and a big party. So that's the way I've kind of found doing stuff in Japan. So for any musician, I would recommend really figure out who your niche is. And this was actually great advice from Seth Godin, who is an amazing author who has lots of great ideas. I follow his blog all the time. He was saying it's better to be #1 in a small niche than to be like 200 in mainstream.
Oh, so, I definitely believe that.
So like find your niche and become #1 in that, you know.
You know, I never compare myself to you, but musically. But when I was DJing, this was a big thing as well. Picking out, I like a lot of genres of electronic music and stuff like that. And when I was DJing, when you come to Japan, I got a lot of really good gigs, and I got to promote gigs and stuff like that because I focused on drum and bass music. And I love house music, I love techno, I love going to other sort of events. But things, if I wanted to play house music or techno music in Japan, there are 10,000 awesome, incredible house and techno DJs. And, you know, to distinguish yourself from that and to get any kind of chance at playing gigs or whatever, you know, exactly. I like all sorts of music, but whenever I was buying music for the purpose of, you know, of playing the next gig, just focus on that niche that's that one I like, but that indeed it's better to be, you know, a bigger fish in a smaller pond than, you know, you can still be just as good, but you can, you know, try to be better than everybody in a genre that's already saturated. So yeah, no, that's really true. When I was DJing. By the way, just to clarify, the name of the author that you just mentioned, who was that again?
Seth Godin.
Godin.
Godin, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the first advice.
I think the title of the book was called The Idea Virus or something like that.
The Idea Virus.
Yeah.
I mean, when I used to go up to the record shop, when I used to go to Quaff Records in downtown Auckland to buy my new LPs every week, and the advice that I got from what was his name? He was like New Zealand DJ champion. He gave me exactly that advice. He said, "It's okay to like lots of stuff, but pick a genre and stick with it. You know, and that's what will get you. That's what will get you gigs." And it was good advice.
Yeah. It's so tough though, because I mean, for the longest time, it was hard for me to find that niche and find that thing, because people were like, "What kind of music are you?" And I wanted to do like this rock stuff, but my voice was so cute and it just wasn't really working. And so when I finally realized, I'm like, oh, okay, I might not be like a Jack Johnson, because people were like, oh, you're like Jack Johnson. I'm like, no, I'm not like Jack Johnson, because I'm just I like a bit more energy, you know. He's great, but
I have to pop off again for a minute, but I'll be back.
Okay.
So this Unleashing the Idea Virus by Seth Godin. What do you like about it?
Well, I just found that the advice is really good, and in general, I'd follow his blogs, so he just sends little snippets of advice out, you know, every day. And the thing with the Idea Virus was just that, hey, like, instead of trying to reach everybody, why don't you find your tribe or your group of people and then reach out to those people. So I think he compared the influential people in that group as sneezers. So he's like, find the sneezers, people who would sneeze out the virus. So, I mean, I find that, you know, like with people like Michaela and with Charlotte and even Rachel and Jim, that, you know, they've found this really great niche of people who are interested in Japan. And same with you and Hikosaemon, like people who are interested in life in Japan from all over the world. And there's a huge, and it's a niche, but there's so many people like that. So, you know, you guys have, by focusing on that, you guys have found an awesome, you know, group of community and an awesome community. So I think that's really cool.
What's your niche?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's so confusing for me because a lot of surfers like my music, and then I sing Japanese and English, and so I guess I'm still, you know, figuring that out, because I don't want to just be a Japanese artist living in Japan doing this. But I know that my vision is to be a bridge, and to bridge people and culture and you know, nations. So especially like the Pacific Rim, I feel really strongly about spreading music and just using music as a tool to connect people with other people.
How much of that is Masaki a part of?
What do you mean?
The vision, as in.
Oh yeah, that's our vision. Like,
because I've seen him become more and more a part of your act. Is that your act?
Yeah.
You know, your performance.
Yeah.
Over the years, he's become much more integral part of your act, right?
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was thinking tonight that maybe that would be a good way to embrace or carve out that niche.
Yeah.
You know,
make it into a duo.
What?
Sorry, say it again.
I would say that that's something a lot of people can relate to. You know, here's the problem. I mean, we can be very frank. I think it's not a big secret. On the internet, single women do better than, you know, attached women.
Yeah.
generally speaking. That's why a lot of attached women hide their relationship status. Not all of them, though. And we were talking about this the other day with Rachel and June. How obviously they are a set. They come together. They're a knife and fork. So
yeah.
And they've made it succeed, and that's been very inspirational for a lot
totally.
of people already married.
Yeah.
I would do much better if people thought I was single. I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, but seriously. But I was thinking about that tonight. I was watching your act with your show. I don't mean act in a negative way, but
yeah.
I was watching the show tonight. You and Masaki playing, and I was thinking, this is a story.
Yeah.
You and Masaki playing your music and traveling the world together is a story. So maybe.
Totally.
Oh, that guy's now.
Welcome back. Okay, my computer is running out of battery, so I'm gonna quickly go grab something and I'll be back. Do I just hang up and then come back again?
Don't hang up. You can turn your camera and your mic off or do something like that. Or if you have to reboot, you can do that. That's fine.
Okay.
I was just.
Oh, there's my face.
Oh.
She's still here. It's like she's still here. It'd be cool if you could animate the picture. Just like make the mouth.
So I was talking to Kat just now about how her husband has become more of an integral part of her show, and how maybe that's something that she might want to exploit.
What's become a more integral part of her show?
Her husband.
Her husband, yeah. Well, he always was, though, wasn't he?
In the past, he was more. It wasn't such an obvious connection. Oh, I'm married. A lot of performers keep their relationship status kind of secret.
Well, certainly AKB and that sort of thing. But when he's on stage, like drumming with her in their jam, it seems cool. But yeah.
But it's become more open recently.
Openly married.
Out
of the closet.
But I was thinking how I was watching them tonight, and I was just looking at them, in a very, wow, they're a great couple, and it's nice to see them on stage. And why not make that part of the story? Why not make that part of the dialogue? That's all I was saying when you came back. So
right.
It's a tricky thing because a lot of J vloggers that we know actually have boyfriends or girlfriends, but they don't mention them on camera. Right.
That's right. The people have secrets that we know and you don't know, and you are not going to find out.
And some of them are married and have girlfriends or boyfriends.
Some of them have both. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that sort of thing.
So, but it's something that affects your internet popularity. So, I've always thought that was interesting.
Well, I don't think it's a matter. Some people are sensitive to the popularity thing. I know. And definitely more females seem to be more sensitive to that. But in the end of the day, I think it's also for some people, it's just common sense and privacy that they just don't talk about, their girlfriends or their boyfriends or whatever. To me, when people go on and they do vlogs about, girlfriend problems, when they've actually still got a girlfriend, that's just not good in any way. It does make for slightly interesting viewing. But no, I don't think it's good to come to talk too much about your personal life on camera. So, I don't know. I think it's okay. I respect that people take the different choices on that.
Well, it's
Hello.
Hey, oh, she's back. By the way, Kat, someone has mentioned in the comments that you used to have cornrows.
Yeah.
Well, you said dreads.
Yeah, dreads, I was going to say. Which looked awesome on you, actually. I mean, I know that they're a real pain to do and to look after, but they look good.
Thank you.
I had extensions myself.
You did?
Yeah, me too. I used to have no, I never had extensions.
No, I'm actually not joking. They were down this far. I had long hair. This far, and then I went to California, and on just on a lark, I went to the the ghetto, so to speak.
Yeah.
Paid like $150 to have like 4 or 5 black women add extensions to my hair.
Crazy.
And I came back, and I got to tell you, I was Mr. Popularity.
Really?
People loved it.
Wow.
You? I don't believe it. No.
This was
I can believe it.
This is about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
There's a video out there on YouTube somewhere of showing me.
Oh, crazy.
But anyway, it's pretty funny.
How did this person know I had dreads?
Well, it's on the
Look me up.
internet. There's a couple of videos.
If you look at your pictures, I mean, if they Google you, I guess it's
That's true.
pictures of you and stuff.
It's
Yeah.
not that hard. You're out there.
Different.
You're out there.
Not me. Hito says that I have micro extensions, which I find quite funny. But yes, no, I don't. I don't.
Hito has micro extensions, right?
Micro extensions. So yeah. So you happily settled into life in America. You can see yourself being based there for the foreseeable.
Yeah, totally. I think so. Things are going really well over there too. But
Okay.
we still love Japan. We love touring here, and it feels like every year we come back. You know, people keep saying, "Please come back." So, and like Victor and I were just talking too. Like the show, our show is becoming more and more fun. And I mean, every year Masaki has started playing with me, and every year he plays more and more instruments. And so every year people come back and like, "What's he gonna play this time?" So
He could be
What did he learn this
transitioning.
time?
He
Yeah,
could
like-
be transitioning towards being like one of those one-man bands, with the cymbals behind
Totally.
and the drum. And
totally good. It pretty much is. But I really want him, like, we just got to keep our instruments small.
Yeah.
And so the next instrument I'm hoping he'll
We're doing traveling.
is beatbox, because I feel like with beatbox, it could really just be all in one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, and again, this is going back to the DJing stuff and so on as well, but, just this thing, you can do so much with an iPad and this now. And, like, I've got behind me here now $10,000 worth of DJing equipment that is effectively replaced in a superior way by like a $20 app on this.
Yeah.
Which is kind of depressing, but, the way that music, instruments, and there are some really cool musical tools on these sort of things that allow you, with the beatboxing thing, for example, the tools for sampling your voice on the fly and modifying and using live. I mean, it's coming up so fast, so I can kind of see how when you talk about keeping compact and having high quality output and stuff, just the last couple of years, it's amazing.
It's been good. Yeah, even our sound gear is pretty compact now. We just, it's still a lot of cables and a lot of stuff we have to do, but it's compared to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it's so easy.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, no, just
You haven't
now.
had, since you've been traveling around so much, just a quick off the side. I know Hiko had, because I've had the baby kind of handicapping recently. Hiko did a show 2 weeks ago that I was not a part of, but it's about being cheap in Japan. Cheapos.
Like a cheapo, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
Traveling around, you must have some hints on how to save money in Japan, no?
Oh my goodness, what could I share?
How do you save money?
Yeah.
Besides nothing illegal.
No. Well, I mean, how we eat healthy. We literally just go to the supermarket. Like I'll bring, on the road we have like one bag full of just grocery type items, like a knife. Like I just went to the 100-yen store and bought a knife and a cutting board and stuff, and it's awesome. We'll go to the grocery store and we'll get cucumbers and carrots and tomatoes and just go nuts. Make your own salad and eat it. So it's really hard to eat vegetables here in Japan. Like
Well,
there's lots of great cheap. There's so many great cheap bentos, and they're all great food, and it all tastes amazing, but they just don't have much vegetables in them. So it's hard to keep healthy that way.
In New Zealand, before I came here, when I wanted to save money, that's what you do. You just buy extra vegetables and meat instead of buying sauces and like pre-prepared stuff. I mean, it was like buying, it was like water. It was like a utility almost, the price. And I know it's changed. Even in New Zealand now, stuff is more expensive. But I could never get around that. You go and buy a couple of vegetables, you pay like $3 for a capsicum and $2 for a cucumber, and just to cook yourself a basic salad, you spend like $20.
Yeah.
And you go to the convenience and they're selling like this mini salad for 300 yen, and it's kind of, I never got around that. I know some vegetarians who seem to have figured it out, but I never could.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of nice out in the countryside. We just go and find Michi no Eki. Michi no Eki is amazing. So it's one, like, we can experience a different side of Japan just by driving, because there's a lot of places that are like Michi no Eki, which is literally, it's like road station. So instead of train station, it's road station, and they have all these farmers market type bed sheets that are all local, and all the bentos there are also made by all the,
And one thing that Japan has in common with New Zealand is honesty boxes, right? You know how they have food stalls with honesty boxes, which is nice. Even
in Tokyo, where I was living, they had honesty boxes. They even had a vending machine which was selling cabbages and stuff. It's
Victor,
like those like.
Do you know what? To test our theory, do you know what an honesty box is?
So recently, there's a Sento where they had an honesty box for 200 yen, and as a result, they were conducting orgies there, and the locals were complaining.
That's not exactly what we were talking about, but
no, but it's an honesty box. It was an honesty box, and the
honesty box wasn't really the point of that, though.
But
maybe misinterpreted the term.
Take advantage of the honesty box in a negative way. So.
Well, yes, but orgies are not the way that with maybe taking a free cauliflower, but having an orgy isn't exactly the way to go with that.
They had to close down the Sento. This is a big scandal, like 3 days ago.
Really?
But what? Because they weren't paying? I mean, if there's a problem, it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem with the honesty box that shut down the Sento.
Filling up the whole Sento with porno people, and they were having
safety issues. I mean, it's totally different.
Actually, you know what? Looking back at that, they were being fair. They were paying 200 yen.
I bet you they were. They were probably paying 300 yen just for no trouble. So.
You're right. But the thing is that the point is they had an honesty box because they didn't have staff.
It was It was just an onsen. It was like open air public onsen, from what I understand.
Right. So you know the story.
Of course, it's a great story, but really not the case study I would have brought up for this particular conversation.
Well, you asked me, that was an honesty box.
Okay, so you're familiar with the term.
I'm familiar with it. And
I'm sorry I asked.
Catch me. I wore a mask the whole time.
So I just want to shout out Kofai in the comments. Kofai is in New Zealand watching this live, which means it's 4 o'clock in the morning at the moment.
Wow.
And Kofai
wow. How do you say his name?
Kofai is asking you, do you miss free Joes?
You know what? No, because I didn't really like free Joes. Are you gonna hate me now?
No, of course I don't hate you, but really, I don't get not liking.
What are you asking her? You have to bring us in on these cultural, secrets here.
Free Joes are fruit.
What is Joa?
I didn't even know it was a Jap.
Type it out. Type it out.
Feijoa, I think. Feijoa.
Figo.
They go everywhere.
I didn't realize they were New Zealand fruit.
We just pronounce them correctly, that's all.
Hey, speaking of New Zealand fruit.
Yeah.
Down in Miyazaki. Down in Miyazaki, we were on tour, and a friend of mine who lives in New Zealand, he's a Japanese guy, but he lives in New Zealand, was contacted me. He's like, hey, I'm in Miyazaki, out of the blue. And he works in bringing lots of, he imports or exports a lot of vegetables from New Zealand to Japan. So, the kabocha is mostly from New Zealand.
Of course, yes.
And so, the other day we saw this kabocha and we thought of him. But then he contacted us. He's like, I'm coming to your gig in Miyazaki. So he came to the gig and we were like, what are you doing here? And he goes, well, they're going to make kiwi fruit in Miyazaki. So right now, all the kiwi fruit in Japan is all imported from New Zealand and it's all zespri. But they're bringing him over as a consultant, and I think they're still going to use the name Zespri, but Miyazaki is going to be the first place in Japan to farm kiwi fruit for sale.
They do kiwi fruit in Japan, but the reason they allow the New Zealand stuff in is because our seasons are opposite. So we can supply them off-season in Japan, so we're not competing directly against Japanese growers.
Oh, really? He made it sound like they don't do kiwi fruit at all here. I mean, I know that people...
They do.
Oh, I didn't know they did it commercially.
And kiwi fruits are super popular, and New Zealand does really well with it. We made it popular in Japan, but that's right. Now they're developing it locally. One thing, just a cultural tip to the people watching this: whenever you see a friend, no matter how much they might work in the pumpkin-related industry, and no matter how good friends you are, in a crowded place in Japan, do not address them. Do not shout out to them, "Hey, kabocha." Because that is a slightly derogatory term for country people in Japan. But
really?
You're calling someone a
that. Really?
It's like emo. It's a variation of emo, but it gets used. Kabocha gets used as well.
Pumpkin's like an endearing word in English, isn't it? Hey, pumpkin.
Yeah, pumpkin. Yeah, that's right. It's not quite the same nuance in Japanese. It's more of a hey you. It literally is like bumpkin. You know. So yes.
I call my kid Pumpkin all the time.
Yeah.
He doesn't know though. He doesn't know he's been insulted. So.
Well, that's all right. So yes, I'm sorry. I just distracted that into an awkward. I'm pretty sure your kid won't be traumatized by being called pumpkin.
No.
Hey, you know what we've never talked with Kat about, and this is really like the wrong time to start.
About 300 yen public honesty box orgies.
Well, now you have.
Kat, you are half Japanese.
Yeah.
But have we ever asked you about any problems you've had growing up as a half Japanese in Japan?
Well, I didn't really grow up here because when I was 5, I moved to New Zealand. So I didn't experience like teasing at school or anything like that. Mm. But I did come here and visit my cousin, and went to school with her for 2 weeks, maybe once a year, once every 2 years. Mm-hmm. And I did remember a lot of kids pointing at me going, Gaijin, Gaijin! So,
that was when?
That was in Nagano.
Nagano, okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah. So actually, I had a fantastic guest on last Wednesday, the Mariko Lockridge, who was and you know, she calls herself, and actually it's the right term as well. You pause, it doesn't make instant sense to someone who's not familiar with it, but she says third culture people, and she points out, you know, you're actually not the same as either of your parents. Actually, you know, you're not half of one or half of the other. You're distinct, separate, and that's a problem. Because neither of your parents can strictly, you know, can necessarily relate to what you go through. But we had a fantastic discussion about this, and she's amazing as well. She's like a creative freelancer. She supports like TV production, and she used to work for Reuters and stuff. I had a fantastic conversation with her, including about the half subject. The other night.
And she's half too?
Yes, this person who I talked to is half.
She's half what?
Although third culture person is is a term that she used. She didn't like the term double, which again I agree, because it's not strictly relevant.
Yeah, double's kind of, I don't know.
Double's a PC word. It's a bullshit PC word.
It's trying too hard to go the other way when it's kind of misidentifying the problem in the first place. Yeah.
But I mean, in New Zealand, there's so many third cultural people. So you know, in New Zealand, I wasn't really anything official, and I look white anyway. So people are really like, oh, she might be part Māori.
Well, that's the thing in New Zealand, and I know half Japanese people in New Zealand who get picked up, and people assume they're part Maori. And actually, you know, in my experience, when you get really tan, muscly Japanese rugby players in New Zealand, if they grow out a goatee, they look kind of Maori. And if you get, and some of the Maoris at my law school look pretty Japanese. So yeah, they're pretty close actually.
Yeah. So I think my mom's even been asked if she was Maori, or some people thought she was. They weren't New Zealanders. I think they were Fijians. They thought she was Maori.
Hey, we're all Pacific Islanders. We're all Pacific. I'm a Pacific Islander.
Yeah, but you know, it is kind of strange, I guess, in Japan, like being asked where you're from, and I just kind of, it just depends on the mood I'm in that day. If I want to go through the long story, I'll be like, oh, I'm Japanese, and they're like, no way, no, you're not Japanese. I'm like, yeah, like nationality is Japanese. And they're like, no. And you know, explain, and they're like, oh, okay, you're half, and blah blah blah. But otherwise, if I can't be bothered, I'll just say I'm from New Zealand. They go, oh, New Zealand.
I tell you who.
And I'm like, okay.
And the thing is, that kind of scenario, that's a scenario. Well, it's a scenario that Gaijins go through as well. Except with Gaijins, you kind of you know that you're a foreigner going into it. I know some foreigners don't like the whole routine, the Groundhog Day routine about having that same conversation about where you're from. But you know, at the same time, it's obvious and fine. You know, you adapt with it. But when you're actually a Japanese person, you have to have that conversation. There's an extra layer of complexity that obviously goes with that. But I
know I look foreign, so you know I can't really.
You know PDR? You know PDR, Mime's husband. He's done a series on that, on basically acting out scenarios of he's had with people asking him, you know, so are you good at basketball? Or you know, he's so good. And they're kind of things which even as a foreigner, you know, you kind of relate to. They're kind of similar things, but obviously it's different for him. Like, oh man, can you speak Japanese? Really? Yeah, I think I'm speaking Japanese now, aren't I? But oh man, he does it really, really well. He takes that subject really well. He's got a series on that.
Yeah.
I was at the dentist last week, and the dentist is having this long conversation with me. And then he said, "Did you understand what I was saying to you?" He goes, "僕に日本語ちゃんと分かったの? どれくらい分かったの?" Like, I understood everything. And of course, I've got things in my mouth at the time, so I'm like, yes, I can understand.
I must admit, there is a thing where, you know, these conversations are so ritualized. When there's someone they don't know how to identify, you know, it is like Groundhog Day. You have the same conversation, and it becomes like Groundhog Day that you just, you know, sometimes you want to shake it up. You want to give kind of weird answers just to try to see if you can provoke a different pattern. Sometimes it becomes like Bill Murray living the same day over and over.
Yeah.
So yeah. And the thing is, you know, we sign up for that, but if you're born here, my son was born here, and he didn't sign up for that. He's not getting that yet, but he's gonna run into that at some point, and I don't know what to do with him. You know, do from at that point. But although it is better being in Tokyo, at least, I guess.
Yeah, people don't really ask you in Tokyo. I've noticed. They just kind of go, okay, speak Japanese, and then just treat you very, you know, very normally.
It's funny. Kofai said, in New Zealand, so many people are half-caste, and I used to grow up calling my friends half-caste, and they would call themselves half-caste. But it's funny, when you talk to non-New Zealanders, and you say, yeah, I have lots of half-caste friends, oh my God, that's so mean. How could you say that? That's so racist.
No, yeah, I never thought of it like that.
Half-caste sounds racist, too, from an American point of view.
Yeah, and you know, the term comes from the Indian term, which is this whole discriminatory, you know, societal system. So it is a pretty horrible term if you think about it for 2 seconds, but it's so commonly used in New Zealand, and you know, in an army town, everyone was part Maori. I mean, I was unique at not having Maori blood, so yeah. I'm conscious. Like you've driven like 5 hours and done a rock concert, and you're sitting there with a sick husband, so.
Yeah, we should let her get some.
You got rock and roll, but I will also let you continue living tomorrow. So it's been fantastic having you on tonight.
But we
good to see you guys.
Talk, Kat, we did talk before at the show today that you've got to get your YouTube. You got to start YouTubing more.
I know.
She is pretty active, but she can.
You know what? I film a lot, but I just don't know what to put up and post. So I have tons of footage. Yeah. And I don't know, I get scared about posting stuff. I'm just like, would anyone even want to watch this?
People are so mean.
It's a really common YouTube problem though as well, that YouTubers have that when you build up all this footage and you don't post it, and it becomes a source of pressure, doesn't it?
I know, when you don't post it straight away, it's like, what do I do?
And then it builds up, and then you feel the pressure of all the stuff that you have to edit, and it makes people stop. So all I can say is just forget about the old stuff and just randomly shoot stuff as you go along.
And like not be too, you know, because sometimes I feel like, I should be posting more music, but then I've got all this like, hey, this is me trying to open a macadamia nut for the first time. Like, random things that I've met some really cool people on the road, so I've just kind of, you know, done little shoots and stuff.
No editing, don't think about it. Just
but this week it was fun. I just posted a GoPro. Like, just from a show, we just had one song where the best show I was telling about, everyone just went nuts. So I've got tons of footage from shows and stuff that I think I'll start posting. Victor, if you can send me some of those videos, if you took any today.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Right here. Got them right here. I'll upload them too. Cool.
Yeah, because, honestly, the shows are so fun, and I really want everyone to be able to see them.
And I'd love to, and I'm sorry I couldn't get out when you were in Tokyo before.
Hey, are you free in 2 weeks' time? Because the tour final is coming up.
What's the date again?
The 20th of June.
I'm moving house on the 19th of June.
No! Just do it really fast. And then come celebrate with me.
Really fast.
I can, but, you know, if I want to be able to get back into my home afterwards.
Bring her with you. Tie her up. Blindfold her and bring her over.
I've got a surprise for you, honey.
Hi.
Right.
Send the details to me again. I might try to swing it, but it's kind of tough.
It's unlikely.
But this is why I'm so glad I can get you on here and we can still talk and catch up. And this is why I want to see the videos of your shows. So do that good stuff. Okay. And I'm going to let you go away. And Victor. It was actually remarkable. I called Victor like 2 minutes before the show was going to start. Where are you? Mm-hmm. And I heard this flushing noise when I picked up the phone. And he's like, I'll be right there. It's like, that's
true. I don't like to talk when I'm on the toilet, but I'll talk when I'm flushing. I can do that.
So, you know, go back and wash your hands, Victor, because I know you came straight to
No, I washed them. I won't touch this computer without washing.
All right.
Excellent to have you on again. And
Yeah, thanks for having me on. All right.
When do you leave Japan?
25th of June.
Okay.
I've got a show in Hawaii now, so.
So Hiko, make sure you put the catmusic.jp in the description.
Catmusic.jp, that's right.
Is that right? Is that right? I got it right?
Catmusic.jp, K-A-T, yeah.
And you can see her schedule. So anyone who's in Japan, if you happen to be in Japan, you can maybe catch one of her shows.
Yeah, I'm going up to Tohoku now.
Yep. So the Tohoku or Tokyo people still got a chance to catch you on the tour.
Yeah.
Okay, the information is immediately underneath the video now, so everyone hit refresh before the video ends.
That's fast.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, see it now. Boom.
Right.
Yay.
Okay, so see you guys again
Thanks,
soon.
guys.
Have a good night, and thank you for joining us. And see you again next Saturday night, 2.5 Oyajis, new Saturday, 11 p.m. slot. Join me tomorrow night for Tokyo Tonight at 11 p.m. And on an awesome show coming up this Wednesday, I'm still trying to sort it out, but I'm probably going to be getting a reality TV diva
Are you having her on Wednesdays?
No, well, it's already been kind of adjusted. That's the only time it's going to work. I've got to talk with you about that.
What?
So, anyway.
Right.
We'll talk about that later. But
I'm going to shoot out.
I'll fix. Oh, okay.
lots of awesome stuff coming up.
All right.
So,
Hey,
okay, see you guys later.
Good night, guys.
Nice to meet. Bye-bye.
Nice to meet.